Do you dislike that Lily uses VTuber things? She likes that it allows her to stream without makeup. You know what? At the risk of burning a bridge, yeah, I do. That's not true. You know who blackpilled me on this? It was Tomi Lahren, I think, came out on some rant about guys not having their shit together, okay? Let me tell you why this appears to be the case, okay? Destiny, my dating coach disagrees. Do you know what the worst day of your life is? When the girl that you have a massive crush on finally becomes single? It's 2 days later when she starts dating somebody else. And this is why you know I'm right, okay? You know I'm right not because of the advice I'm giving you, but because I'm telling you what already exists deep inside your mind. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something that you might not even have realized about yourself yet. So I'm not only telling you truths that I know to be true, I'm telling you truths about yourself that you don't even know are true yet. When you go online looking for a video saying, here is the golden rule. Ready? Do not complain about your significant other to other people that you could be dating or don't ever do it. When you do that is a clear sign, at least the way that I take, well, I don't give a relationship anyway, actually. I don't care about that shit. But if I was a person that cared, that would be like the breaking line for me, okay? Do not complain. It is so, I will say this a million times over. I've fought with people about this. You are wrong if you disagree with me, okay? Do not complain about your partner to other people that are in your dating pool. Meaning if you're a straight woman and you have a boyfriend, do not complain about your boyfriend to other guys because they will try to fuck you, because everybody will rightfully interpret that as a signal as, oh, you're complaining to me about your relationship? Must mean you think I can do better. Do not do that, okay? It is a bad idea. Do not fucking do that. Just don't. If you're thinking for some reason in your head why you've got an argument to argue against me, you don't. You are wrong. Don't do that. Just do not do that, okay? It is a bad idea. You fuck with people's heads. Even if you're not sending out those signals intentionally, you are fucking with people's heads. You're putting weird ideas in people's minds, and you're setting yourself up for a whole lot of fucking agonizing bullshit in the future. Do not fucking do that. I thought the golden rule was to never assume that someone that is paid to be nice to you wants to date you. I mean, sometimes they do. You just have to figure it out. But I mean, if you can't figure it out, or if you're really bad at those interactions, you're probably better off not guessing. But I mean, like, there are pretty clear signals sometimes. You really haven't seen each other in months, and she didn't make a greater effort to see you, then that doesn't bode well. However, it could have also been her being afraid because you didn't make a move. Because women are fucking cowards when it comes to making moves. But it could also be that she's just not interested too, so who knows? The easiest way to figure out something like this, if you really want to know an answer, would be to say like, hey, do you want to go out and eat dinner or have a coffee sometime, like outside of my house or outside of like the work environment? And if she says yes to that, then you're clear to go, ready for takeoff. It should be on her at that point to like establish like a clear boundary where she should say like yes or no. She should say no if it's not. If it's anything, if she says yes to that and she doesn't have other intentions, and she's dumb as fuck. You're right. I vented about my girlfriend to 2 different female coworkers, and they become noticeably more flirty with me. I wanted to date this girl, and we ended up talking about it. She said she doesn't feel the same way. 6 months later, I was visiting her. She said we had to sleep in the same bed because we had no other options. How would you interpret that? I don't know, dude. We go for the fuck immediately, okay? I ain't got time to fuck around with bullshit-ass fucking high school games, okay? Fuck that shit, okay? Women, men, guard yourselves because women will destroy your minds if you let them. You have to be careful. You have to be guarded against this. Pull up the train wreck speech. No offense, but how is Destiny the person people are going to for this kind of advice? Because I have more experience with this than any other person in chat. You disagree with anything I say, I will fight you to the death on it. What did I say that you disagree with? Name one statement that I just said that you disagree with, Biscuit Raider. Biscuit Raider? Let's go, buddy. Drop your Xbox 360 handle in chat. Where's your XBL tag? What's your take on this? There's no point in asking a woman if she's interested, just make the move. If she's not interested, asking her is going to kill the friendship anyway. In fact, in my experience, girls who were interested have been turned off by me asking. A girl who is interested is never going to be turned off by you asking. However, I'm just going to say it. If you are romantically interested in a girl and it's not going to work out, you probably shouldn't be friends with her because it's probably going to destroy your mind and your life. You probably just shouldn't do it. You should probably just run away. It'll hurt for a little bit. You'll be sad and sore for a few months. And then afterwards, you'll figure it out. But trying to be friends with a girl like that, you're not trying to be friends with her, okay? You've put yourself into a perpetual waiting room where you think that something's going to change down the line. Be honest with yourself. That's what you've done. Don't do that to yourself. It's time to so repeat after me, guys. What do you have to do? Just move. There you go. Good job. You guys got it. Just move. Just move on. Is that what stopped you streaming with Botez? Yes. She got too attached. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know why. I think she's just been busy doing other stuff. What am I looking for? Destiny. But what if you like a person enough to where you don't want to throw them away? I was going to ask someone out I really liked, but then I figured out she was in a relationship with someone and she has been with for over a year. If you think you can do it, go for it. Destiny. I want to seriously affect politics and be a serious person. I'm giving you hardcore. Listen, you want me to give you some bullshit? You want me to give you the bullshit advice that you'll see on fucking YouTube dating channels or some stupid shit that's meant for kids? Here you go. Just because a person doesn't work out romantically doesn't mean that you guys can't have a very close and deep friendship with each other. That's something that you should strive for with everybody. You can see people as more than just romantic partners, blah blah blah, and move on to create and foster a beautiful friendship. Okay, there you go. There's your bullshit if you want that. Okay, the reality is that 99% of the time, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be waiting to see what happens when she's single. And you know what? As soon as she's single, you know what the worst day of your life is? When the girl that you have a massive crush on finally becomes single? It's 2 days later when she starts dating somebody else, because guess what? That's what's going to happen every single fucking time, okay? Within 2 weeks, she will be dating somebody, and it won't be you. And you know what? You're not going to be okay with it. You're going to be fucking hurt again. It's going to hurt all over. Don't put yourself in that situation. Don't take my word for it. You could probably ask a million fucking people from chat or in school or in a million other places, people that have done these exact same things over and over and over again. There are people out there that can handle being friends with people that they weren't able to date. Those people are not going to YouTube videos trying to get advice on what to do with people that they weren't able to date. If you are in the state of mind where you have to search for information about that, you're probably not looking for real information about that. What you're probably looking for is a video that tells you this is what you're looking for, okay? And this is why you know I'm right, okay? You know I'm right not because of the advice I'm giving you, but because I'm telling you what already exists deep inside your mind. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something that you might not even have realized about yourself yet. So I'm not only telling you truths that I know to be true, I'm telling you truths about yourself that you don't even know are true yet. When you go online looking for a video saying, hey, is it okay to be friends with somebody that I wanted to date but turned me down? You're not actually looking for videos that are telling you that it is okay to be friends with somebody like that. You're looking for videos that are going to tell you, yeah, not only should you be friends with somebody like that, maybe down the road a romantic relationship will develop. Well, yeah, keep that person close to you, be friends with them. Maybe they'll turn a different eye to you someday, and maybe you'll be dating eventually. Those are the types of videos you're looking for, because those little narrow threads of hope that you hang on to are going to be the same threads that you hang yourself with emotionally 2 years later when you're still not dating the person and you haven't moved the fuck on. Destiny, my dating coach disagrees. 30% of dating coaches give good advice. 70% of dating coaches give dog shit, horse shit, weird ass fucking red-pilled shit to overcompensate for their lack of fucking sexual security. And 100% of statistics are made up online on the spot. Do you think it's more common for men to get hung up on women or the other way around? I think it happens both ways around, probably. I think that men get into different types of toxic relationships than women get into toxic relationships with men. It's much easier for a woman to manipulate a man with sex than it is for a man to manipulate a woman. I think that's true. I haven't thought about that much. It sounds true to me. It feels true. Downside is it's a lot easier for a guy to kill you during a bad encounter than it is for a woman to kill you. I think this is why you don't hear about as many crazy men stories. Crazy women are like, you can get like, I've got a lot of interesting and funny crazy women stories. Crazy men stories usually end with life in prison. So you don't get the same, it's not the same kind of rafflecopter activity, if you know what I mean. What about that common meme of guys being really sad after breakups and girls being sad for the first day and then never again? I think girls are sad about breakups for a long time. I think guys and girls can be sad about breakups. It just depends on the type of breakup. And you need to know way more information about that. A lot of girls will have their shit together and date bummy fucking dudes. You know what? I'm sorry. I am so fucking blackpilled right now on women, okay? You know what? That's not true. You know who blackpilled me on this? It was fucking Tomi Lahren, I think, came out on some rant about guys not having their shit together, okay? Let me tell you why this appears to be the case, okay? When you are a man in society, you draw your value through women's validation. A lot of men don't realize this, but you actually do. The way that you validate yourself as a man is whether or not women are willing to fuck you or like publicly not admonish, like compliment you or give you other types of affirmation or date with you, okay? This is like how men generally define themselves. It's so funny. This idea of validation-seeking behavior from men is so pervasive that not only does it spring entire toxic fucking movements like incel and shit, but even when there are people that speak out against this, they will still unknowingly reference it. So for example, when Trainwrecks gave his huge incel speech, this was old Trainwrecks, not new Trainwrecks, okay? Not burning any bridges. When Trainwrecks gave his old incel speech, okay? Trainwrecks, not only did he talk about how all these women from high school that blah, blah, blah are coming back, blah, 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 blah. What was one of the big ways that Trainwrecks said he was going to make you cool again? How did he say he was going to make you like an awesome person? He was going to help you grow up. One of the ways you were going to know that is because sluts are going to be fucking you all the time. Girls are going to want to fuck you left and right, right? As men, one of the main ways that we draw validation is through other women in society, and it is insanely fucking toxic. It is so fucking toxic. Don't do that, okay? The reason why somebody mentioned something about how women that have their shit together will always date crazy men, that's not actually true. And if you take a step back, you can actually realize it. The women that date crazy men oftentimes don't have their shit together, but it's just that there is a hugely different standard in society between a man having his shit together versus a woman having her shit together. A woman having her shit together just means that she's not on fucking crack. That's what that means. As long as she's like alive and healthy, she has her shit together. For a man to have his shit together, once you're past 25, generally it means you have a stable income, some type of education, like a solid career, and then like you're doing okay in life. Like there's a lot more that goes into having your shit together as a man than having your shit together as a woman, right? It's oftentimes not the case that as a guy, if you look really good and you're generally happy and healthy and you're 25, fuck everything else, If I find like a wife, I'll be okay. No man has ever said that ever. It doesn't happen that way, okay? I'm only bringing this all back around, okay? Because a lot of people sometimes will look at girls and go like, oh my God, like, I don't understand how even these crazy fucked up guys get these girls to date them. The reason why you think that in your mind is because it's an artifact of that idea that every single woman's validation is essential to you being a man. That you'll look at any woman dating a guy and think, fuck, how can that guy pull girls? These women are all, like, oh my God, even he's gonna girls. Like, well, hold on. Those girls are also probably fucking crazy. These girls probably also don't have a lot going on for them. Because when you actually start to break it down and look at it, it's not like you've got all these women that are like doing well in school, have good careers, are like into their 20s and are like super active in their communities and all this shit that are dating crazy men. Usually when you say really good girls with their shit together are dating crazy men, usually just girls that are pretty. But it's not like they have a lot of emotional stability. They don't have any financial stability. They usually don't have like accomplished education or career. Like it's like just things to think about. Okay, sorry. It's a lot of the shit relating to. Would you agree that the notion that high school is mental torture? It breeds insecurities and other fucked up shit that messes hardcore with the teen's mind. Maybe high school sucks, dude. What does that have to do with Tomi's rant? I don't remember, but I listened to Tomi Lahren had some rant before where she was talking about how, oh my God, it's impossible to find a guy. Like all these guys that like don't have their shit together into their 20s, all these fucking boys out there, you guys are boys. Where are the men at? Where are the men at? You are boys, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, hold on, okay? First of all, good for you. Feminism worked for you, Tomi Lahren. As much as you hate to say it, you are a powerful woman that wields a lot of influence, not because of a fucking man, but because you did it. You are the fucking influencer, media person. Congratulations. So media influence worked for you, okay? Now, maybe, something that would be interesting is maybe you should look at men the way that men have been looking at women for the past 10,000 years. Maybe you shouldn't be looking for a guy that has all of his shit together, has a fucking high-paying career, is making a lot of money, has financial stability. Maybe you should just look for a pretty guy that can do fuck all except for take care of the house. Maybe? I don't know. Because for a long time, the standards of a woman having her shit together was just not fucking crazy, not on smack, and maybe can cook and clean. And that's like your only expectations, right? It's really annoying that this is like an artifact of an artifact of this idea that women are making more money than they ever have before. They're more educated than they ever have been before, but women still will not date down. A woman will not date a man, generally, broadly speaking, statistically speaking. A woman will not date a man that she out-earns. And it's like, oh, well, hold on. Wait, you guys be housewives all this time. Listen, if you guys are making all the fucking money now, maybe that needs to be 50-50, okay? We want to talk about abolishing gender roles. Maybe there should be more husbands that are good at cooking and cleaning and just want to stay home and not work and not clean. But you can't get away with that as a man. You cannot do that because you will be a fucking loser, right? If you're 26 and you're very pretty and you can maintain a house, like, people will look at you and be like, oh my God, honey, sweetie, like, where's your husband? Like, oh my God, why hasn't anybody got you yet? Like, oh my God, these men are crazy. If you are a man and you're 26 and all you can do is cook and clean, people will look at you like you are a fucking loser. Like, you are a loser. What the fuck is wrong with you? 26, no fucking job, no fucking school. What are you, some neat anime read? Like, what's wrong with you, right? The standards are way fucking different. If they're gonna move in one direction, women are going to become more accepted in the workplace and in society or whatever. That's fucking awesome. I love that. I love strong, cunty, bitchy women that are fucking... I love all of those types of people. However, women also need to be more accepting that maybe they're just going to be some moderately attractive guys who just want to take care of a household. You need to learn to live with that as well, okay? Because gender standards should move both ways, all right? Okay. The Tomi Lahren talk pissed me the fuck off. Is this the rant you were talking about? I don't even fucking know. I listened to this on my... Oh, yeah. I listened to this on my fucking iPhone in a store with Melina once. I think I got so triggered I slammed at you. What? Oh, I was just shutting my phone. But do you think I beat her up in a store? Is lookism a real thing and not some irrelevant, meme-ish, instantly talking point? Lookism is definitely a real thing. If you're very attractive, you have it easier in so many unbelievable fucking ways in this world. It's one of the... Listen, we're on an install stream right now, okay? It's fucking true. Here's a fact, okay? If you want to feel depressed about some shit, pretty people that are like 9s are living lives that you will never, ever, ever be able to imagine. You will never know. You will have no idea. You'll never know what it's like to live a life where you are a 9 or a 10 if you're not there. It is just you're living life on a totally different level at that point. You're just fundamentally removed from normal human existence. Holy shit. Can you become a 9? I think anybody can be like a 7 or an 8 if you just like wear like clothes that fit and you do like proper grooming and shit, save for like any horrific scars or whatever. If you're Anton and D&D, you're fucked. But I don't agree with you that women aren't judged by not having their shit together. I get shit all the time from my parents for not progressing my career, not going back to school, not owning a house, etc., etc. I think that your take is false. Well, that's cool. It sounds like you've got progressive parents. That's great. I knew a friend that was a neuroscientist. Sometimes she would like send me like abstracts to paper she'd worked on, and I couldn't even read the abstract. She said that her dad was disappointed when she went back to grad school because she thought that he thought that she was going back to find a husband and not waste more time on education. I mean, I can give you like an anecdote for you. That's actually a true story too. I mean, I can give you an anecdote for every one of your anecdotes, but I think it is super fair to say that in society today, and I will assert this without study, without evidence, I'm just citing cultural trends, okay? I think it is super fair to say that in society today, the expectations for having your shit together as a man are far higher than they are for women. For women, some of it is stressful. It is, because women are starting to have that stress now, but men have had that same stress forever. Like, if you're a man and you can't provide for your family, you're like a degenerate fucking loser. And it's been that way for a long time. Have you ever met people who tip people more just because they are hot or less because they're ugly? I have a few friends that do this. No, what the fuck? Fuck that shit. I usually tip everybody a flat 20%. If you're hot, you don't need more money from me. You probably do fine already. Women think their lives are over after 30 if they don't have a boyfriend. That is true. That is true. That is true. Listen, hold on. Let's be very clear for a moment, okay? I'm sorry, because we got hardcore instantly. Everything that I say has two sides to it. It is true, okay, that for every positive I listed to being a man, or negative I listed to being a man, there are positives as well. So, for instance, men are expected to take care of their families, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Men are also expected to be far more self-determined. In terms of like our lives. We get to choose our careers, we get to choose our jobs. If you're a woman and you're 40 and you haven't had a kid, holy fuck, does society look the fuck down on you, okay? If you're 30 and you're not married, people are looking at you like, you're running out of time, dog, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Like, that's true too. There are definitely opposite pressures, pushes and pulls that exist on everything that I've given, 100%. I gave the more like male-skewed version of it. I feel like I represent the female-skewed version of it more on this stream, and societally it's more popular to represent the female-skewed version, but I think it's important to recognize that there's like a male slant. When we talk about things like patriarchy, it is very important to understand that these things are just as damaging to men in some ways, or more as they can be to women in some ways, or more. It's important to recognize that. Like, so like if we look at the dating thing, for instance, right? Why is it that like expectations and capabilities expectations and capabilities oftentimes go hand in hand. For instance, people will say, oh, well, men are in the military. Sure, men have the expectation of going to die for their country in war. However, men also have the ability to do all the cool things that go along with that. Men get to have guns. Men get to be seen as like more violent people in society, and that's okay. Boys being boys, roughhousing. Men get to be seen as like sexual aggressors, and generally it's more okay, although that's becoming less okay. Like there are pros and cons that go with almost every single thing that like I'm talking about. None of these things are just one-sided. There's never a thing where it's like this is good and this is bad, right? But even if you look at like say like what's like the optimal age to date people, that will tell you a lot about what society values about a person, right? For women, we want women to be younger and that's it actually. Like for men, I think the optimal age of dating a woman is like 24, 25. It's the perfect balance of like fertility. She still looks young and good and blah, 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 and is like an adult. That's like the optimal age. But why? But what do we ask for women from society? We want you to be pretty and to have kids and to take care of houses. That's it. But for men, the optimal age of dating for a man is like, oh, well, optimal age for men is seen as to be around 30. And the reason why it's around 30 is because, oh, well, by then a man is established, he has a career, he can offer some financial security, and he can provide the things that you look for men, right? So what do you look for men? You look for men for financial security, for income, for lifestyle, basically. That like this is basically like you can look at like what people prefer to date around, and then you can kind of see like, oh well, now I can kind of see what society values out of people. And in some ways it's I guess it's good for me, depending, because I'm 31 now. Like I'll be with a lot of women that'll be like, oh, like wow, I like that you're older, like you're more mature, like you've got like a stable career, like you know what you want in life, blah 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 blah. And it's like that's cool. You don't have any of those things. I'm glad that you admire them in me. But I haven't met any 20-year-old women that know what they want to be in life, are fully emotionally mature and developed, have completely figured out everything they want to do, have financial stability. Like, you don't have any of that shit. I'm glad that you appreciate it in me. But not only do you not have it, though, but nobody my age or nobody in any age are even looking for those things in you, right? Because, like, generally speaking, I'm giving one side of the story now. There are negatives to this as well. But, like, including Melina. No, Melina does better than most, for sure. Otherwise, I wouldn't be with her. Yeah, people can say a lot of things about whatever. I've been with pretty hot girls that I could not stand for more than a week or two, and I've been with people that I cannot stand. People can say what they want about Melina. There are some people that still think that I would only date Melina because of the way that she looks. They don't know the people that I've fucked in the past, and they sure as fuck don't know the low tolerance that I have for any kind of bullshit. That's funny that people still think that, though. You can ask any person I've ever been with if looks are enough for me to overcome like somebody's personality. If you want a super secret thing for me to fucking jerk myself off for a little bit, I don't care if you believe me or not. I don't give a fuck. I think one of the reasons why a lot of women get like really mind fucked is because I think that I end up getting tuned out from a lot of women that aren't used to being tuned out by a guy that looks as ugly as me. I think that there are a lot of women that for a guy that like, I would say that like on the looks, if I'm doing really well in a day, I'd say I'm like at least like a 6'7" or whatever. But I think there are a lot of women that are used to seeing a guy like me who will give them like the fucking world, that will give them as much attention as they ever ask. And if I don't do that, then people's heads get really, really, really fucky. That's one reason why I run into a lot of problems. Like, I really like sex and I'm super horny all the time and shit, but I'm not gonna do some dumb fucking crazy shit for it. Like, if you're fucking crazy, I can fucking masturbate, dog. I can be out of here. I can be in and out in fucking 2 minutes on that shit, bro. And I'll go play some fucking Minecraft, okay? Fuck that shit. I don't have any time to deal with that bullshit. The reason why, why did I bring this up? I didn't just bring this up as a random thing. I brought this up. Oh, I think Melina's a cool person. Some people think that I like stealth talk shit on my partners. I would never fucking do that. I think Melina does a much better job than most people I've met. Unfortunately, than most people that I've met well into their 20s and sometimes 30s too. So it's really interesting when you look at countries like Russia and the gender relations there in the US, but like 80 years in the past, for example, people laugh at women when they're not married and pregnant with 24. Sure. Countries that are going to be more conservative probably expect women to be married and having children like earlier in life. Yeah. Don't like a lot of 9 out of 10 people have self-worth issues when they feel like they don't deserve what they have. Yeah, one of the craziest fucking things. Oh my God. This sucks so much. It sucks so much. When you grow up in grade school and high school, you learn a lot of these edgy fucking sayings. And then when you get a little bit older, you realize, okay, a lot of these edgy sayings are just edgy sayings. Life is a lot more nuanced than this. A lot of these stupid sayings people have that are like guides to life are really dumb. But then when you get older, I think a lot of the dumb sayings are actually fucking true. Here is some shit that blows my mind. All of the fucking hot people, when I say all, I mean literally 95% of the hot people that you see on Instagram, the super fucking sexy people that post these super fucking hot pictures, these people are not fucking, and I don't even think a lot of them even like sex. That shit fucking blows my fucking mind. The best sex that I've ever had and the horniest people that I've ever been with have never been people that like excessively sexy post on fucking Instagram or Twitter. And it sounds like one of those meme things that you'd hear like in a fucking Catholic school or whatever. Like, people that post sexy pictures on Instagram all the time don't actually like sex. But unironically, I think that's actually true. I think that a lot of the people just know that it sells well, or on the worst, like the best case is they know that that's what their audience wants to see. The worst case is that it's like some sort of attention-seeking or validation-seeking behavior. It's very, 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 very fucking weird. It is incredibly weird to me how many conversations I've had with girls that have like massive fucking OnlyFans accounts that masturbate like once a year. Or like very fucking hot, and everybody knows at least one person that does this. Some incredibly fucking hot girl, some like 9.5 out of 10 girl that will complain about like, I can't find a guy to fuck at all. Like, I haven't fucked anybody in 2 years. Dude, if I had your body, I'd be fucking a guy every 2 minutes. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Something is obviously like everything. And then it brings me back to that one really stupid quote that I brought up a lot. That's so fucking weird. But everything in life is about sex except for sex. Sex is about power. Especially when I like talk to Melina or whatever, and she has similar experiences. Like, it feels like a lot of people that have sex don't even fucking like it. It's so fucking weird. Like, they don't have a preference for positions. They don't masturbate. They don't care if they come or not. They don't even know how to get themselves off. If you end up like finishing early, they won't finish themselves. They'll just walk off and do whatever. It is like an unbelievable world where like you meet these people. It's it's that Brilliard concept of like simulacra, I guess, where you're in this, you don't even know like what is reality anymore. Like, you meet these people that are like these, dude, you're so hot on Instagram. You post like all these tantalizing images. You have these crazy captions, and then in real life, like, we fucked missionary for 5 minutes, and you're bored, and we're done. And it's like, that's it. It's like, what the fuck? I don't know, dude. All of the whole world is crazy. Okay, there you go. That's it. The whole world is fucking crazy, and you guys enable it. It's your fault in chat at the end of the day. All right. Didn't Hassan have a lot of self-esteem images too? Every ultra hot person on Twitter has self-esteem issues. Yeah, almost all of them do. It's crazy, and it's crazy too how like another thing is like people are never happy with their body. There are so many women that are so unbelievably fucking beautiful. And it's like, dude, you are clearly like a fucking top 2%er that like, oh, like the insides of my nose are red, or I don't like that I don't have earlobes, like the way my ear connects is weird, or like I feel like my nipple like is an innie instead of an outie, or like my belly button has like a weird like fucking curve. I've heard so many random things that women point out where it's like, dude, I don't know if anybody has ever seen this part of your body in your entire life. I have no fucking, like, oh, my eyebrows are only like 1 centimeter instead of 1 or whatever, my blah 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 blah. It's like, oh my god, dude, what are you even comparing yourself to at this point? Holy shit. It's one of the big reasons why I hate that VTuber shit, dude, because like the beauty standards for women have gotten insane. Conversations like this are really dumb and vapid in my opinion. I feel like this is literally just anecdotes 90% of the time for huge claims that are not true. I have a whole philosophy on life, my dude, that we can run over any fucking time you want, and all of these anecdotes are just little slices on the top of it. But everything that I'm saying has like a ton of fucking my personal understanding of people and everything built into it. If you think that I'm wrong or whatever, or if you want to challenge me on a point, that's fine. But I can explain any particular point that you want me to from like the most foundational level of understanding of human psychology that I have. If you want me to. I know that a lot of people, you know what, dude? Hey, where are you? Raymond of Toulouse. You know what, dude? I don't care if you don't agree with me, because you know what? 99% of the time, you're actually right. And you know what? I cringe like a motherfucker when I hear people talk about this stuff, because most of the time, it is actually fucking cringe. Most of the time, it is like one guy had one experience with one girl ever. This is when you get a guy that will come out like, actually, girls like anal more than vaginal sex. Like, what? What the fuck? Why do you say that? And like the guy will try to build this whole theory around it, but the reality is he was probably just with one girl that was like that. But now he's like built his whole worldview around it. Listen, I built my worldview first, and then these are just stories that I collect that either reinforce or dismantle a certain point of view I have. And I think that my point is pretty decent, okay? There you go. Back to VTubers. Oh, the beauty standards for women and the expectations that men have gotten more and more and more and more crazy, right? Initially, it was just women that like fucking did up their hair and everything. Then it was women that did makeup. Then it was women that did makeup plus like fake like eyebrow threading and like crazy shit. Then it was like makeup, extreme makeup, tattooed on makeup. Then we got to Instagram. Then it became all about angles and lighting. Then it became about angles, lighting, and then Facetune came out, hugely popular Instagram app that made it so people like Photoshop the fuck out of them on every picture they took. And then now like the ultimate evolution of that is like fucking anime girls on VTube. Now we have literally moved into something that you will never be able to look like. You already couldn't look like anybody on Instagram, but now they are literally fucking VTubers that are like destroying your perception of what it's like to see a real movie. This is one of the reasons why, and I will stand by this until the fucking day that I die, I do not value any of my online interactions anywhere near as much as my real life interactions. I would rather go to dinner with somebody than ever fucking talk with them a million fucking times on the internet, because fuck all of that shit is fake as fuck. Now, that's not to say that all online communication is bad. I have a lot of friends that unfortunately I can only talk to online because I haven't seen them in real life or because of the lockdown and blah, 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 blah. But people online dramatically overvalue online communications and dramatically undervalue real life communications. There is so much that goes into an interaction with a person that cannot be captured in a fucking text message, okay? Holy fuck. If every single girl on the internet starts to feel like she's a 5 or a 4 or a 3, maybe we need to adjust the expectations that we have for people. Maybe? Yeah, what happens after VTubers? Voice filters? True. Do you dislike that Lily uses VTuber things? She likes that it allows her to stream without makeup. You know what? At the risk of burning a bridge, yeah, I do. I think that, you know what? I know what Lily looks like without makeup on. I think that Lily looks perfectly fine without makeup on. I don't think that she needs to have a ton of makeup on a stream. But like most girls are like that. It's not just Lily. That's not like a Lily specific problem. Like almost every girl it's one of the things that I found out when I came to LA that like made things so hard is like most girls will not go out unless they have literally like 30 minutes of prep time to get ready. And it's like, I understand why they do it. The problem is like every problem is cyclical, right? So like women have to do this because if they don't, then men are going to bully them for looking bad. But then it also reinforces like the view of like how people should look, which is like really fucked up. And then everything is just fucked. Hi.
Hi.
Wait, are you banned right now?
No.
Okay. When are they going to ban you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. When are they gonna ban me?
I don't know. Regardless if she looks weird or not, with or without makeup, isn't it pretty nice when I have a tool to just be able to look like shit and just chill out for that day? I really don't understand the VTuber because you already have that tool. Do you know what it's called? Being able to just chill and look like shit and nobody cares for a day? You know what that's called? It's called being a guy. Like, if I show up, if I roll into fucking stream and like my hair is not combed or whatever, I guess you have slightly higher expectations of me now because I generally comb my hair, but I could get away with it. I could stream a full day with my hair being like unkept and like a t-shirt on. And like, there might be a couple dipshits in chat that I'm like, but for the most part, like nobody will really give a fuck. Like, I'm not going to lose viewers because I don't look pretty, but there genuinely will be people that are making insane comments in girl streams if they don't do the same. Like that dual expectation, there's the other side of it. Okay. So we're not just shitting on women, but that dual expectation of like, because every time women upgrade their standards, men upgrade their expectations, or conversely, every time men upgrade their expectations, women upgrade their standards. And like everybody is like this never-ending race to the end of fucking shit where everybody's just fucking one-upping themselves on misery, and it's fucking horrible. Asmongold literally showers once a week and nobody gives a fuck. They meme about it. Yeah, of course, yeah. What do you think about expectations for men to be fit? They are nowhere near as true as you think they are. They're not even remotely true. However, in the other sense, most men expect women to be of a reasonable body size. So here is where the ultra black pill comes for a lot of the incels. Believe it or not, there are a lot of unbelievably fucking hot girls that will say that like, oh yeah, like I like guys with dad bods and shit. It is 100,000,000% a real thing. However, even the saltiest, ugliest, most fucking acne-faced fucking World of Warcraft nerd will get on and talk about how like, oh, ST Peach is ugly because I think the way that her arms are really fucking weird. Like, I don't think she looks good at all. Like, 1,000,000% is another massive double standard. The acceptable range of looks that a guy can have is way fucking broader than the acceptable range of looks a woman can have. Like, getting like a woman that's like fat and then to be on camera and to be seen as like relatively funny, that type of shit is incredibly fucking rare. But men can usually get away with it like pretty well and even look good doing it. What ought we do in order to respond to societal pressures in a healthy manner? Well, fight back against them. What has to happen is people, the thing that sucks, and the reason why I don't ever bully anybody about it, but what really has to happen is people need to martyr themselves to make a difference. That's what has to happen. So what you need to do is you need to have a really popular streamer like Pokey or whatever, be like, hey, I'm not wearing makeup anymore on stream. But the reason why I say they have to martyr themselves is because that's going to be a shitty fucking experience for that person until the end of time. But the next person that comes along will have it a little bit easier, and then the next person that comes along will have it a little bit easier. But like that's the type of shit that would have to happen to move things in a more positive direction. Destiny, this just goes back to what society expects from people. Men's attractiveness is derived from their careers and such. True. That is true. You can also see would you call this a contrapositive? So like men that are older and successful are seen as good, younger and not successful are seen as bad. Is that a contrapositive? Because you're reversing both ends of the logic, I think. Am I using that word correctly? I've got to have like 2 philosophy bros in here that know. We've got 1 yep, 1 no, 2 more yeses, 3 more yeses. So for instance, you almost never hear a girl say like, oh, like I really like that guy because he's young, he's only 20, he doesn't know what he wants to do yet, like blah, 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 free spirit. You'll never hear like an older woman describe a younger guy like that outside of like very rarely like cougars or whatever. Like it just doesn't happen. But then on the flip side, you will also never hear a young guy be like, oh my God, dude, like I met this 30-year-old girl, dude, she's so fucking cool. She works in a fucking law firm. Like she's already making like $120,000 a year. Like I think she's on track to being a part. Like, you'll never hear like a guy say that about like an older girl, right? Because of the things that we value in society. It's just how it is. It doesn't have to be that way, though, okay? Rage against the machine. Fight against the system. Don't let the Ben Shapiros dictate your life, okay? Do you remember the backlash that Pokemon got for doing our makeup before and after stream? Yeah. What is your opinion on our female dating strategy? And all of those subreddits always get, like, the problem is that, like, all of those subreddits, like Red Pill and all that shit, they always get, like, some of the underlying descriptive facts correct. But then, like, the prescriptive things they do, like what they tell you to do to change things is always so fucking horrible and depressing. Can you explain the phenomenon of really hot girls dating scumbag losers? I know you've seen that shit. Yeah, the phenomenon is just that, like, you see a girl that's really hot. The phenomenon is just that, like, men judge themselves based on how women view them. And any woman's validation is as good as almost any other woman's validation. Even if that woman is, like, crazy or fucked up or whatever, like, you want women to love you as a man because that's literally how you validate yourself in society. So when you see, like, a hot woman with a piece of trash man, what your mind is instantly thinking is, holy fuck, how is that guy that I think is so bad? How did he get so much validation? But you never stop and actually think, like, well, hold on, wait a second. Maybe the girl is, like, really fucked too. Because the only thing you see for the girl is that she's hot.
It's so infuriating when hot people complain about their looks. Like you're a 9/10 complaining to me a 6/10 about how you look.
Dude, you have no idea how true this is.
Remember, chat, you have to love yourself first before you can expect someone to love you back.
That is
Feels
very
okay.
true.
Not as much looks, but the ideal of men having to be strong and physically dependent really sucks when you have disabilities.
True.
People attribute it to your worth instead of being accepting of the disability. And there is nothing you can do about it. The feels. I'm open to your view that more beautiful people are less likely to enjoy sexual activity compared to less beautiful or average-looking folks. I just was curious if you had anything beyond your experience to show this. Maybe I'm wrong here?
I don't know. Fuck. That's totally anecdotal. Look it up. I could be wrong. Can you elaborate on the love of yourself thing? Won't you always have things to work on? You should be somewhat confident in yourself and who you are and have a good understanding of what your needs are, what your desires are, what your wants are, have an appreciation for yourself before. The problem is, here's the problem, okay? When you look for a partner, for a dating partner, you should find somebody that adds something to your life, okay? When I date people, it's because I think that they improve my life, okay? That's what I'm looking for. In a partner, you should be looking for somebody that improves your life, not somebody that completes like some necessary prerequisite for you to be a functional human being, okay? Your goal is not to find somebody that puts that puzzle piece in you that makes you think you have value in the world, okay? You should have that shit on your own. If you're looking for a partner that does that for you, then you're always gonna be the toxic fuck that's overly clingy in relationships and is like treating that relationship as like way more fucking different and putting way more fucking stress and anxiety and strain on your partner and your relationship than you need to. Holy shit. How do you develop high self-esteem? Easy. You just have to do it before you're 14, I think, and then you're good. People don't say shit about Melina not having makeup. Is that because she never does them? Ask me that question later, okay? Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up.
right in your feed.
Hey, guess what, dude? You're dead.